Hello, guys. How's it going? What are we live, Cody? Are we
I think
live?
so.
Yes.
I see a
This
little
thing
red
on?
dot. Yep.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, this is live with Joe and Cody.
Yes,
You're a professional real estate agent and lender in the
that's right.
Northwest.
Look at us.
Um, hey, man. We were going over right before we went live. We were going over what we were going to talk about, and like we normally do, we basically didn't come up with anything because really, it's nothing has crazily, is that's a word, changed
I
in
think
the real estate world.
I'm pretty sure it's a word. Like, I could justify it being a
Yeah,
word. I
that
don't know
sounds good.
words very well, though, but I
Well, they
did
add
not go
words
to
to the
college.
dictionary all the time now, so I can just make it popular. I'll be a
Yeah,
trendsetter, but crazily. No, nothing's happening in the market. Like, I think that from the real estate standpoint is sellers, just be prepared. Oh, sellers. The market has shifted to a normal, what I would determine as a normal market, a balanced market. Buyers are taking their time. Buyers have a say in the offer process. Sellers, it's taking time. So, what I've been telling sellers, what we're finding now is sellers are saying, I need to sell next week. We're moving in a month. Can you sell my
mhm,
house? With the mindset that if I put it on the market, it generally takes 2 or 3 weeks to sell a home. Well, that is not in fact accurate anymore. Doesn't mean the market is bad. It doesn't mean it's tanking. We're still seeing close to 100% sales to list price ratios with homes. Having said that, they are taking longer to sell. So if you're in the market, this is our little Joe tip. I've got a good tip, Cody. Live, we've
let's
got a
hear
good
it.
tip. No, if you are getting in the market or thinking about the market truly in 6 months, it's now is the time to prepare for it. Your home is generally, unless you want to price it super aggressively, your home is generally going to take more time on the market. We're seeing days on market increase throughout the cities and states around here, or cities and counties around here. Um, so yeah, just as a seller, don't go in with, if you are in the mindset of I need to move out in a month, you are kind of a little bit behind the game. Um, Sellers need to start thinking 6 months out. I know it sounds like a lot, but you don't want to be racing up against the timeline, coming in and saying I have 3 weeks to sell this because we're moving in four. It's
Mm,
You're either dropping the price to the point where someone's going to come in and buy it at a very low price, or you're going to be disappointed in the length of time it sits on the market. It has nothing to do generally with your agent, or anything like that. It's just the market. So
mhm.
that's my little tip for sellers. What we're seeing, unfortunately, is sellers coming in right now, coming in generally thinking that way. Hey, I've got to move in a month.
Yeah.
What does it take to get my house prepped to go? So it's having those hard talks of like, okay, well, here's what the market looks like. So if you're a seller out there kind of dabbling in the market, it's now time to get serious if you're 6 to 12 months out from a sale. So
Mm,
yeah, that's what we're seeing. Unfortunately, it's just
yeah.
it's not even unfortunately. It's unfortunate for the sellers. I want everyone to sell their house super quick, but uh, that's just not in the cards for the most part for most homes. And it doesn't mean your home's bad. We're not seeing
Mhm,
we're not seeing a lot of, like, yeah, like I said, sales to list price ratios, not even below 98% of sales to list price. So we're not seeing a huge drop in concessions and what sellers are doing. But the homes are just sitting a longer time. So be ready
mhm.
for it.
Well, I was just talking I think that, we talk about it all the time, like, we're in this environment 24/7, and people that are buying and selling are in the environment when they're ready to. So,
Yeah.
I was talking to a client I'm working with yesterday, and they had bought their house in 2021, and they were kinda looking at potentially buying a second home somewhere, and she was surprised that, like, the house that they were looking at had been sitting on the market for a while, and things just weren't really moving as quick, and she was like, "When we bought our house, we sold our house in 4 days, and this one happened quickly, and it's
Yeah.
just it's kinda crazy how different it is." And I was having the conversation kinda like that of like, yeah, this is kind of the norm now. Like, for a while there, if the house sat for more than 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it was viewed like something was wrong or there was an issue or something was going on. Now it's like, that's just becoming the norm. But I think for a lot of people, they just remember the biggest milestone that they remember, whether it was when they bought or somebody else that they know sold or bought. It's like, oh, that was, because everything feels like it was a month ago or 6 months ago, when in reality that was years and years ago. So I tell people the same thing on the pre-approval buying side too. It's like, even if you're not ready now, even if you think you're 12 months out, like, we should go through this stuff now
For sure, for
because
sure.
if there are issues, because a lot of times, well, I shouldn't say a lot of times, sometimes there are issues that people just aren't aware of, or they might think that they're in a better position than what the numbers show. So
Yeah,
every time, especially if it's going to be have to happen kind of quickly, it can already be a stressful process.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
knocking some of that stress out early and getting it dialed in, it makes such a huge difference. And from my side and their side and your side too, it's nice to feel like everything is put together. It's not a scramble, try to throw it all together in one or two quick days, and hopefully nobody missed anything and we're good to go. And what they told us was
for
real. And
sure.
so it's a I mean, it's a big purchase. It's probably the biggest purchase
Slightly.
anybody's
Yeah,
gonna have.
yeah.
So,
You know what would be a good idea for people to do? Is to pay attention to our stuff on a regular basis, you
that's not a
know?
bad idea,
Then they would see if the if the tides are
right?
shifting one way or the other. You just
Yeah.
listen to us weekly and you'll be much better off. That's what I
I
think
mean, I've
anyways.
I've been saying that for years.
Yes, yes.
Nobody
Listen to us.
listens.
No, yeah, I
Why?
think, you're right. It's just such a funny topic in real estate because it's like no one cares,
Yeah.
until you're selling or buying. It's not like something that's like you have rare people that are like, "I'm really interested in the housing market, and I just
Yeah.
enjoy ingesting all the stuff that you guys, give me." It's more like,
Yeah.
"Okay, I need to sell my home once, then in another 10 years, I'll talk to you later."
Right. Yeah.
So
It's not typically a hobby for people. It's not
yeah,
something of interest just to
for
keep up
sure.
on.
But it is like something, because of this market, I would say if you or your friends are and you're paying attention or are thinking about selling within a year, now is the time to talk. I know it sounds silly. If next spring is your goal, it's now time to talk because then you can start setting up a plan and getting ready to get it listed at the time that you want it to be listed. And speaking of that, we were going to mention a little bit about spring being the best time to list, that kind of historic thought
Mhm.
process. I don't know. What's your thoughts of it? I have my thoughts, but I want to hear your thoughts of what you see in the buying realm. Like, what do you see? What do lenders start to see with market trends and things like that? Historically, obviously, this market is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, overall, typically spring and summer are the busier times because I think just naturally, whether it's weather or school being out or just flexibility, a little more flexibility to move. I think that's kind of like the preferred time, spring, summer. But we haven't been for years now seeing like this big drop, like this big peak in the
Yeah,
summertime and a big drop off in the wintertime. It's typically busier, but it's not like, red hot in the summertime and then just ice cold in the wintertime.
for
I
sure.
think historically across the board on the mortgage side, and I'm guessing it's probably the same on real estate transactions too, since they kind of go hand in hand. Um, January, February are usually the worst months. And
That's
I'm
interesting
assuming
because I would say like we see a bump in January. At least,
really.
yeah. Because I just think, and maybe this is anecdotal, like for our local area, but I just feel like once Christmas and New Year's hit, It
Mhm.
like it's a spike, and I'm not talking like a spike over months, it's like a spike over like a week or 2,
Uh-huh.
and then it kind of goes back into that winter, hibernation a
Yeah.
little bit, but
Which makes sense because you get that, like, end of year, we're finally through all the holidays, it's a
for
new
sure.
year,
People
we've got our
were they
goals for
were
the
looking right
year.
before, and then now they're,
Yeah,
they settle down for the holidays, and they're like, "Oh, let's
yeah,
go for it." So, yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
February is usually our worst
Yeah, that
month,
makes sense.
and I think
That
it's
makes
probably
sense.
just, you still have some stuff from December that maybe is kind of, because we our stuff is like, I think the average is like 6 months-ish, the rollover time
Yeah, yeah,
from you get somebody, you get them pre-approved, they're shopping. It's definitely slower or longer than it has been in years past. Sometimes it would be like quick turnaround, but
yeah,
a lot now, I feel like it's just a little bit slower of a movement to get to where you need to go, which is, I prefer it that way because like what we were just talking about, taking the time to do it before you need to
yeah.
is the best time to do it because then it's all set aside. But um, yeah, I mean,
February's
aside
weird.
from aside
Like,
from February, it's all been pretty like you can
yeah,
have some months
we've seen the
in,
same thing.
October, November that are just as good, if not
Yeah,
better than what they
yeah,
were in spring. And this spring too, this spring and summer, I feel like they started off really good at the beginning of the year because rates were lower. And then as they
mhm,
crept up, it kind of leveled back out, and we're kind of just seems like a steady, even pace right now.
yeah. February's a weird one. It's
Yeah,
like a weird month.
it is a weird month.
I think
Short
January is a
month.
weirder month just personally because it
Mhm.
I guess you could say it's the new year and like new you and you got all your goals, but I'm like
Yeah,
January, February are two of the outcast months in my opinion. Like, you
absolutely.
really don't have anything going for you.
Yeah,
It's dreary, it's cold, it's wet, everyone's already done the holidays, they've already,
yeah,
you tried your diet for, like, 2 weeks in January, then they're done. Like,
right.
everything just kind of is like now it's just like, "When's spring? When's spring hitting?" You know?
Seriously.
So,
And for us, it's 6 months later.
yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure, spring hits around August, so that's good. Like,
Yes. Dude, it feels like fall right now.
I know,
Like, I woke
I
up this
got
morning and it was completely
It's
foggy, I could hardly see.
crazy. It's crazy, which
So weird.
it's a bittersweet. I get depressed because I do not like, I love the sun, and weird for a ginger
Yeah,
to like the sun,
right.
um, but I do, and I just I'm not looking forward to it. I'm trying to stay
No,
positive, but,
I'm not either. I am
um,
not. I
trying to
need
stay
those,
positive.
like I need, like, a week or 2 of 90 to 100 degrees
Yeah.
to where you can finally
Yes.
say, "Alright, cool, I'm ready for things to kind of
For sure.
cool
To
down a
cool
little
down a
bit," and
little
we
bit.
just haven't had that, and
Maybe we'll get it.
I'm
Maybe there's
sad
still
by
hope.
it.
Still hope.
Yeah. You wanna know the
Well,
worst part? Is we
yes.
just put up a pool, like, 2 weeks ago, and it's
Just
barely even been warm enough
Can
to
you
feel
heat
like you
it?
wanna get
Like,
in.
can you like a
I
huge
know.
hot tub? Like,
Yeah,
oh,
seriously.
man.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, we're done with the live, but if you want more of us, Venture with
Yeah.
Joe and Cody is our podcast, and head over to Apple, Spotify, and all the stuff to go listen to what we have to say. We're structuring our podcast a little differently. So
Yes,
we're
we
going to
are. We're growing
give it
up.
a, we're becoming big kids and having
Yeah.
plans. So our live stream is
Scary.
where Cody and I thrive. The podcast is where we'll struggle if we have
Yes.
parameters. Cody and I don't do well with that. So
No, we're gonna blow right through
so if you
those
want to see
walls.
that mess, just come visit us every Friday. But okay, man, we'll have a good weekend, and yeah,
Hey, you
we'll chat
too.
with you